Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I made an attempt to fix my sound, to increase the volume on this thing. So I'm hoping that I have fixed that. I'm sure you'll all let me know if I have not. You always do. Okay, the market has been, once it took the dive last night, or yesterday, the last 24 hours, it's kind of sat there. XRP sitting here in that $1.08, $1.10 range. And I wanted to show you what a couple of people out here are saying. First of all, we got Crypto Wizard. XRP BTC should recover and reverse from 1900 to 2250 sats, which will push XRP to the upside 8 years later, or 8 hours later, I'm sorry. Yeah, 8 years is way too long. Please see the charts. My bias remains the same. We will see $2.40 and above. This is in line with the one I showed you this morning. And so he's showing, these guys are all showing that $2 and something, and then I'm hearing a lot of eventually going through the all-time high. Hey, Seiko Carmona, and by the way, I'm going to show you something really cool that I'm doing at the end of this video. I'm excited about it. I think you'll find it interesting. Hey, Seiko Carmona sent me this. Judy Shelton knows what's going on. It's going to be interesting to see where Judy Shelton pops up in crypto, because I think that she's going to pop up somewhere and be a part of this whole party. All right, but she knows, she said, Brian Brooks knows the territory. You're darn right. Now, I Am Legion picked up, this guy's a definite follow, by the way, at Python26849860. If you go through this guy's feed, he, over the last 2 or 3 years, he has done some of the best research on XRP and Ripple that you can find. You could spend all day going through just his different threads. You could spend actually a couple of weeks or a month going through them. And he's pieced a lot of things together. He picked up on a video I did yesterday. Did it all start with PayPal? They invested in OpenCoin Ripple. They were the first to announce crypto adoption. Great video. And then he goes on, he says, then add ILP PayPal. This is from Anders L. Okay. And he said right here, he showed this, the Interledger team already developed several settlement engines for different types of non-crypto payments, such as PayPal and mobile money. I wonder if DM and ILP, like PayPal and Apple, to make it all work in the end. Mobile, satellites, PCs, digital money, Internet of Value. That would leave an end result of ILP Ripple, W3C, PayPal, Apple, Samsung we just saw the other day, Coil was integrating, Google Chrome, Mozilla, Diem, BOE, ECB, BOJ, Swift, DTCC, R3, World Bank, BIS, IMF, NTT Data, Overledger, QNT, SIA, 19 central banks, Mojaloop, almost like it's all the money. We are all connected. Folks, if you spend some time just at I Am Legion's Twitter thread and started looking through these names right here, it would open your eyes and you would understand that we're not just talking about green candles here. XRP is the one. It's always been the one. And I believe all these things are tied together, and we've shown you a lot of hundreds of different ways that they are over the course of the last 2 years. Go take a look. Now, I was talking to somebody today. They had talked to their tax accountant. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what one person said. Heard one tax accountant view, and their view of the flare drop was they thought it could be viewed like a stock split, which is not a taxable event. Again, speak to your accountant. And see, my concern about this whole thing is that even if an accountant has this view or this accountant has this view, I'm worried that what I'm worried is that the IRS is not going to give us their guidance and tell us exactly how it should be handled, because then it's just up in the air. It's kind of like I would compare it to being Ripple and trying to work with Jay Clayton for 8 years, but he never tells you one way or another which end is up, and then he sues you. Well, that's the same way that the IRS is, as far as I'm concerned. Oh yeah, we gave you some general guidance, so you should have known. That's how they operate. That's what I'm worried about. That's why I almost feel like I have to go with the most conservative estimate on this thing in the way that I proceed. That's what's got me worried. Now, make no mistake, what freaked all the crypto markets and the stock market out yesterday was this potential tax increase of capital gains taxes, okay? Everybody, all markets get freaked out when you talk about increasing capital gains tax. Breaking market news, U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen, financial companies must measure environmental threats. I'm telling you, I talked about it in the last video. This climate thing is going to come into play with crypto. Write it down. It's going to come into play, and I think it's going to come into play from a tax perspective. Now, I showed you that Bank XRP, I played a clip where he put a clip where they were on Fox Business. They were asking Hester Pierce about the XRP, the lawsuit, okay? Now, there's other clips in this. I went back and listened to the larger clip that he also provided. Watch this.
In litigation now, which we do have a litigation with that involves XRP right now, and so I can't speak to it.
When do you think we get some clarity on regulation? And here's why I asked this. Today, it's all over, and it's affecting the prices of crypto. It's all over the internet that there's going to be, Yellen's going to propose a capital gains tax of 80% on crypto. I mean, that's the rumor. Now, I'm not saying it's true. We're not reporting it out. I'm telling you, that's affecting the pricing. When are we going to get some clarity on what the hell is going to happen going forward?
Well, again, I mean, it's hard for me to speak to what other government agencies are going to do, and even with respect to the
Yeah, more blah, blah, blah. We're not going to give you a real answer. Now, this is the part that I want to show you, because I found this in what Bank XRP had provided. Listen to what they say here, and then I'll go through what I wrote up.
Necessarily going to start with the SEC, but it's going to start with Treasury. And as a matter of fact, when we asked Jen Psaki, the President Biden's press secretary, about crypto regulation, he pointed us to the Treasury Department. So clearly something is happening from Treasury. Is that your understanding, that it's Treasury that's going to give you guys the rules of the road going forward?
Well, I should say that I speak for myself and not even the SEC, let alone the Treasury. We are an independent regulatory agency. So that's one of the complexities in the United States. There's so many different potential touch points from regulation to crypto, and I think that's been a difficult thing for people in crypto to discern and figure out that landscape. I will say that within Treasury, FINCEN is a department that was looking at crypto, has been looking at crypto for many years now, was out early with guidance, and so I don't think that people are too surprised to see FinCEN involved, as there are potential AML, anti-money laundering, know your customer, Bank Secrecy Act issues.
So this is so cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, folks, and this is how I wrote it up. So and for those of you that didn't know, in FinCEN, which is a department of the U.S. Treasury Department, okay, finds Ripple in 2015, and it calls XRP a virtual currency. Then in 2020, as we know, 8 years after Ripple started, SEC, Jay Clayton, decides to bring a lawsuit against them, and he's calling XRP a security and saying they should have known it was a security. Now, in 2021, what they just said in that clip is that the Treasury Department, 2021, the SEC is going to point back to the Treasury and FinCEN, which she just brought up, and they're going to say that the Treasury and FinCEN is going to give guidance to the SEC. And I said, is everyone taking crazy pills? Why, if you were going to take guidance from FinCEN, then why file the lawsuit? Why not freaking look at this? This is the document, for those of you that have never seen it, from May 5th, 2015. FinCEN finds Ripple Labs in first civil enforcement action, and where did it say it exactly? Here, I will pull up currency. by acting as a money services business and selling its virtual currency known as XRP. FinCEN right there calls XRP a virtual currency. Why is the SEC in 2021 going to now look to FinCEN? They've had access to this since 2015. Don't think for a minute they didn't know about it. And now they're going to point back to the Treasury after they file a lawsuit and hurt all of the XRP holders. This is, excuse the French, I don't cuss on this channel, but this is bullshit. Okay? These people ought to be not just ashamed of themselves. These people, somebody ought to go after them. What are their repercussions for all of this? I mean, this is complete BS. And this is BS too. Jim Cramer tells you how they feel about these kind of potential capital gains tax increases on Wall Street.
Matters. He still seems he's not facile with Wall Street. He's just not.
So the complicated part there is, and I've gone back and forth on it, I felt in very many ways the same way you did, but then I also recognized that he's been telegraphing this kind of move, during his campaign pretty directly. I think the real question I'd ask at this point is, just as a betting man, whether you think that Washington and our political leaders are actually going to pass a law like this.
No, I think Republicans will stop it. There'll be enough Democrats will stop it, and I think that's good. I mean, when I was paired with Larry Kudlow here at the network, Larry was vociferous and was good friends with President Bush, W, that the capital gains had to be cut. And I said, listen, it's got to be the dividend that has to be cut, because capital gains, frankly, I didn't like that there should be two different tax systems, ordinary income, and then, which is, of course, where people are working, and then capital gains, which were stocks. But I did want to encourage people to own stocks, which is why I thought, and not rent, which is why I felt the capital gains weren't as good as cutting the dividend tax. But you know what, Andrew, I think if it's limited to just the richest, everybody wants to be rich. So it's going to be hated. The Reddit crowd will hate it.
Of course they're going to hate it. What government would want to impose higher taxes and make people not want to invest in the stock market? And then this is from the New York Post. Bitcoin drops below 50,000 as Biden eyes capital gains tax hike. That's why I've been talking to you about my sponsor, iTrustCapital, which is in the description of this video. That's why I opened a Roth IRA and a SEP IRA at iTrustCapital. It's also why iTrustCapital is the world's largest crypto IRA platform with over $1 billion of assets on the platform, because people are smart. And when they see these ridiculous regulations or increases in rates where people are paying ridiculous taxes in capital gains and all this, they go and try to find creative ways that they can get away from it. Okay? And iTrustCapital is one of those excellent ways that I use. And these links, there's even a month off in the description of this video. Now, I wanted to show you this. This was sent to me by the crypto man. He's got NFT action figures on his thing here. But he created a Brad Garlinghouse NFT that he's selling. I was just going to show this to you, and this was going to lead me into my other thing that I wanted to show you that's awesome. Okay, NFT mint inbox Brad Garlinghouse now up for auction. He's got it on Rarible, and he's got a link to it. But that's pretty cool. You can see he's got it's just like a graphic that's an NFT that he's selling. Pretty cool. Okay, I had a little computer malfunction there. I was about to tell you about what these guys are doing. I want to tell you up front, these guys are not a sponsor. I am not. They're in no way paying me to tell you this. I'm telling you this because I found out about this and I'm excited about it. First, I'll tell you how I found out about this. It's called, by the way, it's called bandroyalty.com, B-A-N-D royalty.com. The guys that founded this, their names are Barnaby Anderson and Noble Dracone, I guess is how you say his last name. But I found out about this through, these are the Bad Crypto podcast guys. Travis Wright, I know him. I haven't met his partner, but I found out about them through these guys. But what this is we've been talking about NFTs and how big this is getting now. These guys are selling, they've got a series of 3,000 NFT, 3,000 music royalty art NFTs. They've produced this artwork for all of these musicians, but that's not what's cool. These guys are they've formed I don't know if you'd call them partnerships, but they're working with ASCAP, BMI, Sony Music, The Orchard, and what they've done is they have licensed some of the songs from these types of artists: Beyonce, Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake, Cher, I don't even know how to say that one, Timbaland, Missy Elliott, and Rihanna. They've actually licensed the music, and here's what's so cool about this. All the NFTs that I've heard about to this point were like, it could be like Peyton Manning putting out his own NFTs, or Rob Gronkowski. We've seen these. Those were just more or less, they're like collectibles. This is different. They can be collectibles, but what they're doing is through these licensing, they've licensed these songs, which means that every time the song is played, there are royalties. What they're doing is they're allowing musicians to come onto this platform and the musicians, of course, will receive their large royalties, but they can then turn around and share the royalties with their fans. So the way this works is that they're going to have, the first series is 3,000 NFTs, and I think they're going to have, when it's all said and done, I think maybe 12,000 NFTs. But those 12,000 NFT people, you don't just own that as a collectible. They give you a choice. You can own it as a collectible for resale, or you're going to be able to stake it, and you're going to be able to choose like one of three ways so that you can earn royalties by your ownership, by being in they call it a banned NFT music pool. So you're going to be able to actually, just the same way you would earn interest, but this is royalties. And so you can choose how you stake it. You can do from like 90 days to 5 years. And I guess if you do it a longer term, then you would probably share in more royalties. It says banned music catalog, 50% royalties, earnings. 3 types of banned royalty: music pools, print music, mechanical, public performance. So in other words, for every one of these that you buy, and they're like, I think they're like, it depends on which one you get, but there's a bunch of them that are 1 Ethereum per NFT. But these are the graphics that they've created. And then as you go down in this series, there's only going to be 3,000. So you can get one of these vinyl album NFTs. There's 1,500 of those for one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy at least 1 to 3 of these myself. But the sale starts in 11 days, and so you can put your email address here if you want to sign up to be notified. And so just to show you, here's their music catalog. This is just some of it. What they're going to be doing is adding to this music catalog, and the owners of these NFTs are going to be sharing in the royalties every time these songs are played, and they're going to be adding more songs to the thing. And it's these huge artists that are listed in here. There's even a Snoop Dogg song in here, which that caught my attention. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna get one of it. Now this, to me, this is more like it. This is more like there's something beyond it just being this thing that you have on your phone or something. This is something that could be a huge deal, is what I'm thinking. So anyway, I'll put a link to this in the description of this. Again, this is not a sponsor of mine. This is purely an investment that I'm going to make. And in fact, I literally told them I did not want to be I did not want them to be a sponsor. I wanted to buy some of these myself and just do it that way, because I see it's a tremendous opportunity in it. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family to check out bandroyalty.com. This is a killer idea in my opinion. Thank you for listening.